Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing this beautiful fragrance from Parfums MDCI. This is Fête Parisienne, or Parisian Holiday, and I'm pretty sure my French was horrible on that, so please forgive me. Obviously the name will be below. But this is a oriental spicy fragrance, and I've been wanting to review more fragrances from this house for you guys. So I have a fragrance to review. Let's get into it. Now, as always, guys, if you'd like to know transparency, where I got a bottle of fragrance, I like to let you know in the very beginning, in case you guys care if it was sent to me to review or not. This was not sent to me to review. This was not given to me to review. About this. So if that has any bearing on people's reviews, then you can move forward from here. And there's nothing wrong with not liking reviews that where a reviewer was given something. You know, if you don't trust those reviews, whether or not the reviewer is being honest, I completely understand, which is why I always like to let you guys know in the beginning. My kitty is right here. She snuck into here. Every time I try to grab her to put her where she belongs, she runs away and hides. So you might hear little scritchy scratchies and meows. I'm very sorry. Anyway, let's get into the review. To remove this top, because I feel like it will fall and break, and I'll be very sad over here. So this is an oriental spicy fragrance, and the top notes are bergamot, black pepper, and elemi. At the heart, you're having cardamom, cinnamon, and clove, and at the base, there's white musk, gaiac wood, cedarwood, patchouli, and vanilla. Now, initially, if I were to describe this fragrance, this smells like a freshly baked piece of really delicious spice cake. I'm wearing it now on my hand. It's really, really beautiful. I love it so much. Really delicious. But I'm gonna put this down. Now, Parfums MDCI is not a cheap house whatsoever. For non-bust editions, you're looking at spending almost $300 for a fragrance. So I'm gonna be reviewing it as such. Let's talk about its longevity and projection, and then we'll talk about how it smells a little bit more than just me saying it smells like cake. The longevity of this fragrance, there we go. The longevity of this fragrance, you're looking at about 6 hours of wear. Normally I'd say 4 to 6, normally I'd say 6 to 8, but for some reason on my skin, it's like almost 6 on the dot. 4 hours is still there, 5 hours is there, 6 hours, it's very faint but it's still there, and then it's gone. It's not less than 6, and it's not more than 6. So you're looking about 6 hours of wear on your skin, or at least on my skin. Projection of this fragrance, considering it is an oriental fragrance and it's a spiced oriental fragrance, you think it would be really loud, but it's actually very intimate. It's about, let's say, elbow's length through the first few hours of wear, and then very intimate the last few hours of this fragrance's lifespan. So this isn't a really loud fragrance. This fragrance doesn't project, but I actually don't think it was designed to, and let me tell you why. Let's talk about how this fragrance smells, shall we? Now, when you're thinking of loud, spiced, oriental niche fragrances, you might think of something that is really strong and just kind of screams at the top of its lungs, but it's a beautiful siren song that you really enjoy. And when you see some of the notes in this fragrance, you think that's along the lines of where it's going. You see the black pepper, you see the clove and the cinnamon, you see the gaiac wood. But really got to me was the notes that really, I think, make this fragrance very effervescent and light and a great scent, a fantastic scent, has to be the white musk. A little bit of white musk kind of clears everything out, gives everything a little bit of clarity, and makes it a little bit more sheer on the skin. And what that does, at least to me, lets the vanilla shine a little bit more without being too heavy and too syrupy, and that pairs really beautifully with the clove, the cinnamon, and specifically the cardamom. This is a very cardamom heavy fragrance, like ridiculously heavy in cardamom. So if you don't like cardamom in your perfume, stay away from this, run away. This will not be the fragrance for you. But if you like those spiced fragrances, this is gorgeous, and this really shines and shows the true beauty that spiced fragrances can have. The gaiac wood gives it a little bit of heft, and the base lets it last a little bit longer. The vanilla gives it a little bit of warmth and definitely some sweetness, which I think helps make this more cake-like. But I really think it's that white musk that really sets this apart and lets it be a sheer, very effervescent, very light, beautiful spice scent. Now, if I were to smell the cap, it smells a little bit more and food-like. On my skin, It kind of comes off a little bit more woody, you get a little tiny bit more of the cedarwood, and kind of smells a little bit rooty, like a dry grassy root. And I really like the way that those things pair together. Now, the lifespan of this fragrance, it really doesn't have much of a story. It opens up a little bit stronger on the cardamom, but it pretty much is very linear, which I like as well. Because I think of the beautiful musk, I think if the musk went away, this could get way too heavy. And I think if it was really strong and bergamot in the opening, it could be way too bright. It's just a really ridiculously well-balanced fragrance from start to finish, which is really very enjoyable. But is this worth the price? That's what I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about. If you are a fragrance collector, and you like Parfums MDCI, and you like their beautiful bottles, I think that this fragrance, when it comes down to the juice and how it performs, is just on the line of being worth the price. I think if it performed a little bit less in regards to longevity, maybe not. I think if it was louder or softer on the skin, maybe not. But it is like right there, right on the line. And so I definitely would say don't buy this blind, because these are obviously my expectations and my values that I put on fragrances. I think this smells, this is gonna sound bizarre, not identical, but similar to Kenzo Jungle l'Elephant, except for that mango juice that makes it very sweet, and the fact that that is very heavy, it kind of reminds me of that fragrance. And so because that fragrance is so affordable, and because that fragrance is absolute perfection, I can't sit here and say that this is absolutely worth the price point, because there is something very similar to it out there that is a lot cheaper and easier to come by. However, that doesn't diminish the beauty that this fragrance has. And so if you like Jungle l'Elephant and you want something a little bit more tame, not something that sticks to your skin for 36 hours because the fragrance does, and if maybe the mango turns you off a little bit, maybe if you don't like that mango, or maybe if you think it's too heavy or too cloying or too strong, this is a beautiful, and I mean a beautiful, lighter, a little bit more elegant and sophisticated version of that scent. And that being said, because I like Jungle l'Elephant so much from Kenzo, I am absolutely enthralled with this fragrance. So being a collector, loving these types of scents, this being one of those like heavy scents that have a lot going for it that I can wear in heat and humidity. If you like those scents, but you live in an environment that's a little bit unforgiving for scents like that, this is great. I have no issues with purchasing this bottle. I absolutely love it, and I'm going to be wearing it a ton. But I can't sit here and tell you to go spend this type of money, especially if you might not like these types of scents, or if maybe you really like longevity and projection are huge things for you guys. I know some people say, you know, if this doesn't last this long, I'm not going to spend more than this much, and that's fine. That's correct. There's nothing wrong with saying that's a waste of money, I'm not going to do that. But when it comes to the artistry, when it comes down to the composition, when it comes down to how it's blended and presentation, I think this product is worth the money, and I really enjoy it. It's kind of why I really wanted to emphasize that I bought this, but I would definitely go back and buy it again. I love it. I recommend you guys check it out if you have the opportunity, specifically if you love oriental fragrances and you like spice fragrances and you're looking for something that's suitable for all weather, all year. This is definitely a beauty and worth checking out. It's delicious. I love it. But again, I wouldn't recommend blind buying it because it is expensive and it might not be worth the money if you're not into these types of scents. That being said, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you guys so much. If you have any experience with this fragrance, good or bad, any experience with this house, good or bad, let me know in the comment section below. I always like to know what you guys think. As always, guys, if you like these videos and these reviews, remember to give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing videos like this. And also, don't forget to subscribe because it's free. And I'm free, and I put out new videos every Monday through Friday. Most of the time I've been slugging a little bit, I'm sorry. So usually I will always have something for you to watch. As always, guys, thank you so much. I hope you're all have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.